What is going on YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to talk about the most effective way to scale your rental arbitrage operation through multifamily homes. We're gonna get into this. I'm gonna go through some of the key points as to why this method is more effective than going through a single family home approach or even apartments. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome because I have some great content coming out for you all in the next coming videos, including how I've been able to consistently hit over 10,000 a month through short-term rental revenue. Now, for those of you who say that's 10,000 in revenue, not profit, I don't want to hear it. 10,000 through a pandemic, regardless, is pretty remarkable. And I'm going to go into those details, show you the numbers, show you how everything has played out in the past couple of months here. If you think about it, most businesses operate with debt, most businesses operate with a lot of expenses and slim profit margins, and this business has substantially higher profit margins than most things that you would invest money into. For example, a restaurant generates like 10% profit margins. Most Fortune 500 companies generate 10%, to like 15% profit margins, and therefore I'm going to get into those details. So hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for that content, and I'm excited to share the next phase of what is to come on this channel. This is pretty simple, and I'm gonna break it down for you here with 3 key points as to why multifamilies and the multifamily approach to rental arbitrage is more effective. And we're gonna start with the first one, and that is you don't have to go through 70 meetings to convince some landlords or some property management companies or owners to rent an apartment or rent a unit. The reason being is with a multifamily home, if you find one vacant like this one, you simply have one meeting, and from that meeting you sign multiple units. And so that the opportunity cost and going out and trying to acquire units becomes a lot more worth it when you're going out, meeting somebody, talking to them, persuading them, convincing them, whatever may be, selling them on this idea. If you do it this way, it will definitely make more sense for you. And the reason I love multifamilies is because you can manage a lot of properties. So like you can manage multiple units in just one tight location. So, if you have units scattered all around town, you constantly have to have your cleaners driving back and forth, your supplies, they can't all just be located in one location where, like, let's say there's a need for restocking. There's access to everything you need in that one hub, in that one location with multiple units. And that right there, it definitely helps with the systems and the processes for scaling. And because of that, this is by far my favorite approach. Now, I've leased apartments, I've leased single family homes, and I've leased multifamily homes. And from my experience in these past couple of months through the pandemic, through the economic collapse, I've had the best results and the highest ROI with the multifamily units. Now, why am I sharing this with you? You might ask. That's simple, because I want to provide as much value to you as possible. And if you absorb this information and you apply it in your life, you will see results faster than if you were to go around and pitch 70 single family homeowners and you just get rejected on all of those. Now, the reason I'm using the number 70 is because someone DM'd me and they said, yo, I've had 70 rejections. What do I do? And this is an answer for everyone out there watching this video, as well as for that individual. I definitely think you can make more use of your time by being more strategic and being more analytical with how you approach the scalability aspect of this. One more thing I want to add is now a good time to start doing Airbnb? Is now a good time to start doing rental arbitrage because of the current state of affairs and the current state of events? And I don't really have a solid answer for you. I'm doing this and I'm going ahead and taking this step now. June is when everything is supposed to be reopened, but clearly we're seeing a new spike in COVID cases after this reopening. That alone leaves things very uncertain for those of you who may not be as tolerant to risk, or maybe you're putting all your eggs in one basket with one unit or whatever it may be. So scale cautiously, or approach this cautiously. If you want to start by getting your feet wet in the market, go with one unit and see how that goes. But then again, I'm not going to advise anybody at this moment to just jump in head first. The current state of the economy, as well as a second COVID outbreak, could definitely be 2 things to worry about now in the upcoming months. Like I previously mentioned, some businesses can't even turn $1 in revenue because they've been deemed non-essential or they've been shuttered, and I've been able to pull 5 figures a month. And that for me is just remarkable once again. Let's get to the second reason why I love the multifamily approach. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm renting 5 out of 7 units in this building, and that leaves 2 units open for long-term tenants and long-term rentals. And one of the units is already occupied. That leaves a window of opportunity open for me to approach that individual and ask them, do you want to co-host and do you want to manage these rentals? You know, just doing minor things like restocking and tending to any things that may come up with, you know, guests. You know, there's always issues that come up that somebody needs to be there on the ground. Like having feet on the ground is essential, and especially if you plan on being automated as possible, that is a key component to this business. And that leaves a great window of opportunity open for you to approach that individual and ask them to co-host. Now, obviously, they have to be a credible person, and you have to be, you know, they have to be trustworthy. You know, there's a lot of things that have to add up, but that definitely is a possibility. And in my eyes, I see that as a great potential partnership. And the reason being is because whoever is living in this unit is now going to make money just for living in this unit. Like, they kind of struck gold. You know, could help them pay rent, and essentially managing 5 units as a co-host is a great opportunity for anybody. You know, splitting that revenue and just being a part of this. So for me, that's a great hitting, you know, it's a major win. I definitely think that it gives you an advantage, and it gives you a peace of mind knowing that you have somebody you trust at the property. Once again, things have to add up. Don't just have a random person that you don't trust to do this. You know, go through and talk to them and have a relationship that you develop with them. But overall, I think that anyone could agree that having that type of close connection to your co-hosts, and especially if they live in the same building, that is incredible. And it's definitely something that is very lucrative for them to be a part of, considering that they can make money just for living here and doing nominal things like restocking and tending to certain, you know, whatever issues, like accessibility issues, whatever it may be. You know, just having somebody there, that's a very important thing. And you don't have to go out and pay somebody to be a runner for you, or have somebody go around, run around town doing this for you. Let's get to the third reason why the multifamily approach is the best approach. And that is because your overhead expenses are a lot lower. And I've seen this, you know, I've told you, I've experienced this with multiple different approaches. I've rented single family homes, and I've had 2 of them in my portfolio, apartments, the whole, you know, 9 yards as to what you can achieve. And the thing with multifamily homes, and I'm gonna cover a few of these things right now, is your cost to operate is a lot lower because you're only paying for one internet service. Let's say you just get fiber optic internet, you know, delivered to the property. You know, this building is the size of a 2-story house, so the broadband is enough to reach all of the units. So you're no longer having to pay, let's say, $60 a month per unit for your internet. You can now maybe just get 2 modems, and then you're bringing that internet expense a lot lower than it would be just to have you know, a connection established with multiple single family homes around town. I think that right there is a major advantage, and it definitely helps you maximize your profits. Another thing is multifamily homes take care of the lawn service, the trash, a lot of things that you would have to consider as expenses when you're leasing a single family home. For example, my single family homes, I have to take care of the lawn care, I have to pay all the utilities, I have to take care of the you know, the trash bill, all of that. You know, it adds up over time. This makes the most sense because you don't have to pay for anything but electric in one of these units. And the guest feels at home. They feel like they're in an actual home. So just to wrap things up, the reason I love this opportunity is because you can scale a lot faster. You pitch one individual, and then you lock down 3 or 5 units, whatever it may be, whatever your budget allows you to acquire. You can potentially have a co-host on the ground in that location to take care of restocking and just taking care of certain co-hosting aspects of this business. And lastly, your operating costs are a lot lower. Your internet expense is going to be lower. Your utility expense is going to be lower. You don't have to worry about the exterior of the property. It's already being taken care of. The biggest reason I love this approach is because the rent on multifamily homes is the cheapest on the market. And from my experience, I've never seen rent lower than in a multifamily home, especially in my market. So that is why I love this approach. And if you can take this and then consider it as a feasible way to scale, you know, consider a few of the potential downsides. And I've been managing a multifamily home for about 6 months now, and it's been smooth sailing. It's just been a great experience. There's not really been many downsides. You can say that, what if the guests are being loud and disturbing other guests? Well, you're gonna find that in apartments as well. That's why you have quiet hours. That's why you don't You know, just you set your house rules, you make sure your guests follow the house rules. And I've not really experienced that. You know, just people are people. They're gonna, you know, they're gonna walk around, they're gonna make noise. That is expected, no different than a hotel. If you're doing it right. If you can think of any other downsides that could potentially come up with this, you know, let me know in the comments, because I'd really be interested in seeing what you guys have to say about this. I have personally had a great experience with this, and that is why I'm sharing this with you all. Hopefully this video is providing you with a lot of value, so be sure to leave a like. And once again, stay tuned for what is to come. We have, I mean, I have a lot of great content coming up, and I think it'll be very beneficial if you're operating a few rentals or if you're trying to get started. You know, this is the channel for you. Stay tuned. I'm happy to have you here, and I'm grateful that you're watching this video. And before you go, be sure to check out STR Accelerator. I will leave a 50% off discount in the description. It is a great tool, a great resource to use only if you need it. And you know, I just have it there in case you have a ton of questions and you want that support. It's there for you. Other than that, stay blessed. I'm grateful for you, and thank you for being a part of this channel. I will see you in the next video.